nice little lead-footed driving now.
It's a little tricky. I just got a Sienna.
Just so you don't
Not
get
that
under
I'm
the
driving my
brake.
pickup tonight. I just got a Sienna van, a little Toyota van, and it's got those weather guard mats in it, and they got it all arm rolled up, so they're nice and slick. That's the easiest thing I've always had to drive.
Thank you.
So far. So I'm gonna be trying that.
Thank you, Mark. I'll try.
Good.
She's doing good. She's almost 7 months. She'll be 7 months January 1. No. It is. Yeah. Crazy. It has flown by.
Hey, Kara. How are you? Good. How are you?
Good. How's your grandson?
Pardon?
How's your grandson?
Doing good. He's back there, so he's with my wife.
Next to Grandma.
I got 2 grandsons, the oldest and the youngest.
To the right of your wife? Oh, it's your oldest grandson? Oh, no kidding. That's quite a spread there, Denny.
Pardon?
That's quite a spread on yours.
It is, yeah.
I know Scott, I know Nick.
I just because I waited. Didn't want to wait. Make sure I was ready. Yes.
You may have a price on it. Oh, no, I ain't. I'm not sure. No, I think he only was 4. Okay. Well, hopefully we don't have any. Oh, there's Scott. He's in the blue shirt. Yeah, well,
I feel like the chair got taller while I was away.
that's the son, Scott.
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Good, and you?
Oh, can't complain. Got some Christmas shopping done finally.
I did some right.
Yeah, always I'm the worst last minute shopper.
Maybe you just
Dibs
remember.
gifts and
Gonna be here.
Mercy gift shop.
Oh yeah, what'd you get her?
Work anniversary.
Okay.
Nice.
Maybe.
Way to do
Maybe
it.
it could very well be.
Oh, I always
Busy man.
spend my just like 25% off one non-sale item. So I usually try to find something new.
She did. Just traveling a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah, because like you could just sit in the and just start the car from there and just not have to worry about it.
Toyota Financial, there's quite a ways from her car.
Oh, sure. Yes. Really?
About half the time.
Got the Boy Scouts here today
Well, that's
too.
good. It's a good place to eat.
Maybe it's
There's a few scouts back there. If I can reading the reflection off the glass.
Yeah. Yeah. There's time.
Does he bring the scouts?
Well, you know, he asked me about when a good time was to come, and I
I
said
mean,
maybe
because
tonight
like
because
anytime you don't have to go out in the cold and bitter and just trying to start your car and
just
then
tell me
wait.
I'll keep it in mind. So he's got a few with him. Just has a few this time.
Oh, we're gonna have gender neutral scouts. Can't call them scouts.
Few scouts.
I think you just got scouts.
Former mayor.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey,
Hi,
Danny.
Rob.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Who's asking? Yes.
I enjoy arguing with you.
Who's
so I'll
asking?
be there.
It is. I see that. That's a good thing. Hey, Merry Christmas. I just love this time of year. I love this
It's
time of
great.
year.
First day of Hanukkah.
I do too.
this is the first day of Hanukkah.
Yes, today was Ugly Sweater Day.
Get started. Welcome everybody to Hiawatha regular council meeting, last one of 2019, December 18th. Call please.
Rob Archibald.
Here.
Denny Norton.
Here.
Amy Wickendall. Here. Steve Dodson.
Here.
Dick Olson.
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Right on to citizens input. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to approach the mic and talk about anything that's not on the agenda? What they got for Christmas? I don't know.
We're going to get.
We're going to get, yeah. If not, we're going to move right on because we've got a big agenda. Oh, when do we do this?
It was up within the consent agenda.
Oh, so we're good. All right. Great. Okay, reports from council?
Nope.
I have some.
Yep.
So I attended the water board as liaison last night at their meeting, and they reported that they have the new water operator apprenticeship program started. Robert Dunn was hired, and he started on the 16th of this month. They also had election of the board members. Carl Ranstar is the chair, Pat White is the vice chair, and then they have the journal members, Ruth Hospodowski and Bob Rampula and Troy Anderson. And then the only real thing they had it was just discussion was the Prairie Hills development. So the developer the month before during the water board meeting had come in and saying that he needs to either bury, add more fill dirt in on top of the main water line that's already in place, and that would make it about 9 to 10 feet deep compared to normal, which is 4 to 5 feet deep.
In areas, not all
Right,
areas, but in
it's
some
on a stretch of about 200 feet. So then the question was, how safe would that be? Would they have to call on a contractor because it would require different shoring and boxes to make it safe for the workers if in case there was a leak or anything. So they're going to get some more information on that and bring it back in January for discussion. And that's all I have.
Okay. Kim?
I just have a couple things. This is a reminder that, or an invite, I should say, the DOT, our local DOT will be holding a public information meeting on January 9th from 5 to 7:30 in regards to the I-380 improvement and along with Tower Terrace interchange. So I can also put that, I just recently put some budget meetings in your Google calendars, so I can add this in there as well. But just something you're certainly, if you have time, come on over and listen to and take a viewpoint of what all they've got in mind for the area. And then just a quick update. I know we got a lot of things going on tonight, so just a quick update on our housing study. They will be coming in on January 8th, and we'll be here for January 8th, 9th, and 10th. So we'll just, Pat and Carrie and I will be working on the schedule for those 3 days. So we'll get going on that. And also, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you.
Same to you.
Same to you. All right, anything else? All right, let's move right on to business. Number 1, public hearing to consider approving the capital improvement plan for FY 2020 through 2024. We're going to open that public hearing at 5:39. Anybody like to speak in behalf of our capital improvement plan? Step right up. Do we get anything in the mail? No. Nothing in the mail? I don't see anybody rushing up, so we'll close it at 5:39. And A, consider resolution approving the capital improvement plan for FY 2020 to 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mayor Bennett, just went real quick.
Yep.
Before you do roll call, just want to just point out we did make the changes that we discussed at the last meeting. We did have one small addition to L72, which is on the 2020 page for the library. There is, I want to say, a book drop off that we added in there. It was something we discussed at one of our project meetings to be able to put a book drop off in this, like in a median area, so people can just drop off. So talking with Cindy, we just decided to put that in with some of the other items.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with roll call.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Number 2, consider resolution authorizing the use of Farmer State Bank, Hiawatha, Iowa, for banking services for the city of Hiawatha.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Number 3, consider resolution naming depositories of financial institutions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Number 4, consider resolution approving the return of the property tax relief and the review fund and authorizing utilizing.
So moved.
Second.
I think that is an excellent idea.
I
That's
think
what my,
this is great. And
we really, this is something that is going to help us in the future.
yeah, I appreciate Dick and Denny helping lead this
Yeah,
through the
that was awesome.
or the
Yep, yep, so, okay. let's go.
investment committee. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
there we go. Roll call.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Presentation by Fire Chief Mike Nesloggy.
Thank you, Mayor, Council.
Come on up. Thank you, Mike.
I think if you look at the projector or on your monitor, you should see the slides. And then I placed a packet before the council started. You guys can see that later. But I want to give you an update on some of the things that are going on at the fire department, especially in relationship to the master plan. We do have a vision and a master and a mission statement. The mission of the fire department is to enhance our community by providing services and programs to protect lives, property, and environment. Our vision that goes with that goes along with your vision. Our vision is making Hiawatha a safe place to live, work, and play, versus you're saying with that a great place to live, work, and play. So we envision Hiawatha as a safe place where people come knowing that if something happens to them, whether it's a fire department or an ambulance or a police department, that they're safe and that they're going to get good care. We're going to do what we can to prevent incidences. We also have what we call, a lot of people call values, but we call them pillars. And we actually came up with these about 10 years ago downstairs in the community center. A group of members got together and worked through them. And I thought I would walk through them real quick with you because they're fairly important. The number one pillar is reliability, meaning if you need us, we're going to be there. You can rely on us to show up when you need us. Proficiency means that we're going to be good when we show up. So we show up, and we're going to have the proficiency to do what we need to do. Our skills are going to be online. We're going to be able to take care of business. Because we can be reliable and show up every time, but we may not be good at what we do. And that's not what we want. The third part of that is professionalism. When we show up and we know what we're doing, we want to be professional about it. We want to look good. We want the people around us to be comfortable, to know that we get good care, so we act appropriately. The next one is commitment. We know there's a little bit of difference between reliability and commitment. The one that I like to use when I explain this to the new firefighters is if you picture a bacon and egg breakfast. You're having breakfast with bacon and eggs. The hen is participating, but the pig was committed. And then final, trustworthiness or integrity. We use the word trustworthiness. We have a lot of scouts, and they got into trustworthy world. But trustworthiness, just that people feel comfortable because we're in and out of their homes. We're sticking needles in them. We're giving them drugs. We're doing stuff. We want people to just have that general sense of trust. We're going to be working on these items a little bit this summer, just updating them, doing some words. And then we'll do some wordsmithing and then bring it back to you, just kind of a formal thing. There are a number of other things I'm going to talk to you about real quick, just relating to the master plan and some of the stuff going on that went on this past year. We'll talk about organizational stuff, some stuff with communications, stuff with trainings, strategic planning things and fire prevention a little bit. So the first thing up is organization. A lot of you may not realize this, but this is one of the things that we did actually while ESCI was here. He said that we had a rather flat low turn. Basically, everybody reported to me. And he said, you really need to work on that because you can't supervise everybody. You have span control. You need to break that down. So what we did was we moved responsibility for the paid firefighter paramedics, so both part-time and full-time paid firefighter paramedics. We moved their responsibility to the deputy chief of EMS. We felt like that was a better fit for them to be working with that person directly. And that took 7 direct reports away from me, which really helped things. As we talk about adding fire prevention activities more seriously, that person will report to the deputy chief of safety and training rather than reporting to me. Again, keeping my span of control a little lower. So right now, the 2 deputy chiefs and the duty officers report to me. Communications is always a challenge in any organization. You talk about what problems are or what things are going on, and people always say, well, I'm going to blame communications. Communications isn't good. And we put some effort into that the last several years, going all the way back to the 2016 strategic plan, which, by the way, everything that was in the 2016 strategic plan has now been moved over. Kim's nodding her head. She's in agreement with it. It's been moved over to the master plan, was in the master plan covered otherwise. So some of the stuff that we did, weekly emails, help with communications. They don't go out every week because some weeks are pretty boring, but we try to get weekly emails out. Paid paramedics on shift. About that time, we started having to use paid paramedics on the overnight shifts with the duty crews because we didn't have enough volunteer medics to cover. That helped because those paid medics were there in the daytime and working with the staff, and then they would be there at night with volunteer staff. And they were helping with the communication bridge. And really, I got some good feedback right away from people. I thought it was really nice that Shelby's here, Zach's here, because now we know more about what's going on. Emergency reporting is our reporting software, and we track maintenance in that. You can see open work orders in there, so you kind of know what's going on. I Am Responding is a software program, web-based software program that we use. The info book that the previous consultant recommended we put together a book. The info book is in the radio room, so if somebody has a question, they can pull it out and look. One of the things that we initiated this year, so I read a book, or read an article, and that's always dangerous, right? And they talk about communications, and you can communicate a lot to people, and you still won't hear. And the author said, make them communicate back. Make them talk back to you. Either through committees, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, or reports. So one of the things we implemented in October is what's called a duty crew report. So if the duty crew officer gets off duty in the morning, they send me and the 2 deputy chiefs a report telling us what they did that night. Now it sounds kind of simplistic. Some of the duty crew officers aren't quite as good at it as the others, but we found some great things. Because you're tired, you get off duty at 9 o'clock or 7 a.m. on a Monday morning, you got to go to work, you miss things, you don't call in, you're like, I'm going to call in, and then you don't call in. But if you write it all down, you remember. So we found things like drug boxes that had gotten unsealed, repair problems on apparatus and stuff like that. So by forcing them to communicate backwards up the hill to us, so it improved communications. When our strategic planning committee met, one of the things they wanted was they wanted Dick Olson, by name, to come back to the firefighter meetings. So Mr. Olson's been kind enough to attend the meetings, and that's helped with communications from the city and backwards, and so that's been a plus. The other part of that is constituency. Now, typically when you think constituency, you think of these folks, the people that vote for you, but you also know, if you know leadership, that you have to consider the people that work for you as your constituency. And one of the things that I learned from the 2016 strategic plan that I was not always inclusive. It wasn't intentional. It was a matter of convenience. 2 people sitting there in a room with me, my deputy chiefs, I could talk to them about an idea. It wasn't specific to Matt and Nick. It goes back to when Rob or Andy or whoever else was in there. And we forget to include other people. We worked on developing some groups that helped us out with that. Our officers meetings, we changed to leadership meetings. So not just the fire officers come to that, the association officers attend those, and other people that are interested, they can come to that, and that's improved communication. right away. The membership committee, sorry, I'm trying to keep track of my time here. The membership committee was really leaning toward recruitment, retention, things to help memberships along. Matt formed the training committee, say more about that. We have a strategic planning committee, apparatus committee, and then we also now have an auxiliary redeveloping to plan family activities, all those things to help with communications. So first up's the training committee. They meet several times a year. So first I got to tell you, I'm really proud of Matt. Matt's an accredited training officer. Actually went through the training last year, got accredited. Learned a lot of stuff about putting training together. But he formed a committee he's been working with. They meet several times a year. They identified our strengths and our weaknesses. They created and followed a year-long training calendar. They come up with lesson plans when we do drills. We're also using an online training program. We're going to expand that this year. They developed specific training goals to match where our weaknesses and strengths were. They also set up mutual aid training. So after you guys approved the automatic aid to 20E with Ron's and Pro, we went out and trained with him. We went up to Hiawatha Church one day. We were down here at Kettleson's one day, practicing with those other fire departments, so getting to know them. And we've been meeting with those chiefs again. We're going to be establishing that same kind of schedule for this summer to set up that training. And we hosted a certification testing site. We had 14 people last night that came from Hiawatha downstairs and tested in the community center. So I also listed who's on that training committee. So there's their goals. I'm not going to read them all to you, but they do have goals. They're written goals. I've shared them with Kim. I've shared them with Dick, the documents that they prepared for us. A couple things that we decided in October, absolutely, all members would be certified as firefighter 1 if they're going to be involved in internal aggressive firefighting. All the people that are affected by that have been spoken to, so they know that. So they don't have firefighter 1. They've been told they need to get firefighter 1 by this cutoff date. They make a decision on whether they're going to stay or be EMS only. There's a couple other things that are all the trainings led by certified instructors. And then they have some goals listed there too. They are working on task books, job books, kind of is a new person comes on, things that they need to do before they get certified at the end. We hope to get those done within the first half of this year. Working on driver's training, task books are all completed, and something else. Anyways, it's on the sliders in the report. So we're pretty pleased with what's going on with training. Strategic planning committee I formed. They helped us out, got together, and I put the list of who was there. Pretty wide spectrum of people that were involved in this. We talked about our strengths and our weaknesses that we had as an organization, things that we could work on, like anytime you do strategic planning, and came up with those things that we need to go through. Consistently, the big thing that comes back is the station. Does not have a station being crowded. Consistently. And off and on, having enough staff, both volunteer and paid staff, to cover the calls. For the volunteers, they talk about being challenging. You know, have things going on. They may not get off work until 7 o'clock. They want to work early in the morning. Having somebody cover them is often a challenge, and that usually falls back to Rob or I to do that. So those are some things that stood out to us when we were going through that. We talked about what the department would look like 10 years from now in one of our meetings, and the conversation basically came back to a fire department like Marion, where there's paid staff, but they're backed up by volunteers. They talked about 1 versus 2 stations. They did feel like we have a good equipment mix. Obviously, they want to make sure we replace our equipment, keep it up to date, but we don't, let it go bad. They felt like we didn't have too many trucks. They felt like we had enough trucks too. Even if we got another station, split the trucks, that we would still be fine. And they talked about the impact of Tower Terrace Road, what that's going to do to us. Other items you can see listed that they want to work on. One of the big things from that is our recruitment plan. We really need to focus on that. in the strategic plan, and having Kim come up and do financial report to the members, and she did that once. More importantly, I think she's been up to talk to us about other stuff, as Mr. Olson has, and I think that's been important to them. They appreciate that communication from up here. The discussion about the number of calls we went to area ambulance, most people understand it's just a bad necessary evil that goes along with running our ambulance services, having to help them out on occasion. And same, we talked about Shelburne and Halo and similar, that we could stop providing services out there, but it's not going to really gain us anything because we're not going to have to be able to improve staffing. So, final piece to talk about is fire prevention. Some of the goals that we have for fire prevention team include developing community risk assessment. Now, that's not an easy thing to do. I called around to some chiefs today. Most of the chiefs I talked to do not have community risk reduction plans. They were in their strategic plans to do it, but they don't have it because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time to do that. We want to work on that. There's some other stuff that we do for fire prevention. We do inspections, we do code review and development. Our fire investigations are usually done by the state fire marshal's office or by mutual aid because we don't have anybody that's certified that maintains that level of certification. We do our pub ed stuff. But I do that little circle and that little team there, talk a little bit about it. Our fire prevention team is not one person. We envision a team. So once we get a fire inspector, that's not going to be the person that does it. I will still be involved in it. Chief Powers will still be involved in it. We have fire medic that's still involved in it. And we work together. It's that part-time fire inspector is a critical portion of that. But the other people are also going to be involved. That's one of my visions for a fire department, is that it's a fire department every day where we're out doing fire prevention stuff. We're out doing building inspections in the community. If we burn down a building, some of the big buildings, I won't use any by name, it's highly likely that business is not going to stay. It's highly likely that they'll take their insurance and walk away. If you look at an example of that city laundry, what happened when they had a fire on Center Point Road. They took their insurance money and walked away. So preventing fires is an important part of our economic development or economic protection for the community. Lots of stuff that are listed for fire inspection activities. You can kind of flip through those and see them. They're also listed on the matrix that I gave you earlier. So summary. Some of the things that we need to talk about. We need to talk about at budget time hiring additional full-time fire medics. It's getting harder and harder for us to cover the overnight times when we have volunteers leave. I had another good volunteer leave recently named Ben Jomi. Some of you may recognize that name. Jared Dieter's another one took a leave of absence. Rob can attest. You have things to do with your kids. You know, you're drawn away. So we're probably going to need another full-time fire medic to help cover that. And that helps with member growth and development too. We're going to keep working on our communications, keep that open, keep pushing that back and forth. Training stuff we're working on this year, advanced firefighting. We delayed taking on new members. Most of you know this, so that we can start concentrating on developing the members that we have. That's one of the things we're going to do. We're going to continue to work on task books. That's a hot topic, and we want to continue to do mutual aid stuff. Obviously, the fire station discussion is important to me under facilities. And in fire prevention, we really feel like if we can get that part-time fire inspector, that's going to take some stuff off of that, particularly off the master plate and off some of our other plates, to give us time to concentrate elsewhere and those expand what we're doing for fire prevention. So, try to zip through that pretty quick without being here all night. Any quick questions I can answer for anybody?
No, it's
Thanks,
a great
Mike.
presentation.
Very good, very good.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's a lot there. Pretty thick package. You can go through it. Kim's been involved in putting that together, so she can answer questions.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Okay. Number 6, 12th Avenue Rehabilitation Project. A, consider resolution approving partial payment, number 3, to L.L. Pelling for 12th Avenue Rehabilitation Project.
So moved in 82,593.91.
Thank you, Danny. We got a second. Roll call.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Number 17, 18th Avenue PCC Pavement Widening Project. A, consider resolution approving partial payment number 1 to Midwest Concrete Incorporated.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Have we gotten any feedback from Mercy Care or any of those businesses in that area about the impact of this?
Kevin has talked to me, you know,
Kevin,
because of the, you know.
It's certainly, certainly positive. They're still wanting the traffic light, though.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that is something people are going to continue to ask for. Certainly being able to have that turning lane helps not necessarily back up if someone's trying to turn left there. But certainly the traffic light is going to be pretty important in the longevity of 18th and Blair's Ferry. And that is really in the hands of Cedar Rapids at the moment because they have some work they need to do on their side, coming back in through behind Hy-Vee and Hills Bank. So hopefully we just talked to John Witt last week.
Yes, we had a meeting with Cedar Rapids. They have a consultant working on the plan right now. That includes the traffic light and also traffic islands up and down Blair's Ferry, because that's part of the whole entire project all the way down to Edgewood Road. So it'll change a lot. Probably maybe this time next year. It just depends on how soon they can get their project together. And then we share in the cost of the signal, but they're going to put all the design together. So, but we've got our side ready.
So the cost of the islands and that, will that be a shared cost or?
Yeah, part of the islands on our side would be, we would share in the cost as well. We do have, in the newly adopted CIP, we have funds in there anticipating those costs. So, and this was part of that project as well.
Thanks, John.
John, any completion timeline for that? It's such a critical signal.
Well, for the Cedar Rapids project, optimistically, maybe by the end of next year they would be under construction, but we'll just have to see. They have a lot of work to do on their side of the road, so we'll see what happens.
Big volume of traffic went out there.
Will you still be here to help with that?
What was that question again?
Depends on the temperature, right?
Nice response, John.
Okay, roll call.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Number 8, acquisition plot for lot number 1, auditor's plot number 322, and acquisition plot for lots 4, 5, and 6 of auditor's plot 345. A, consider resolution approving acquisition plans for lot number 1 of auditor's plot 322 and lots 4, 5, and 6, auditor's plot 345, to establish a Robbins Road right-of-way to be used to accommodate the street and public utilities completed with the capital improvement project Emmons Street, North Center Point Road, Robbins Road Interchange, Improvement Phase 2, Railroad Project. Did you get all that?
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah, it's a
lot.
big one. We got a first and a second?
I didn't have a second yet.
Anybody?
Second.
Okay, we got 2 seconds. Roll call.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Okay, number 9, Railroad Quiet Zone Study, Centerpoint Road, M Street, and Blair's Ferry Road. A, consider resolution approving contract amendment number 1 to the Quiet Zone Study for the Centerpoint Road, M Street, Blair's Ferry Road, Railroad crossing with Anderson Bogart Engineers to proceed with the design phase, including plans and specifications.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? This gonna happen a little quicker than others that tried this?
Feels like it.
Our goal is to have the first one in the metro area. for 3 intersections, Blair's Ferry, Emmons, and Centerpoint Road, and then we could proceed with Boys and Robbins after that, but these were the easiest to start.
Is Cedar Rapids close on any of theirs, or?
They've done a lot of work. It's all downtown. It's a major reconstruction down there for them. So I hear they still have a lot of work to do. So we built, Blair's Ferry is very close. Centerpoint Road is ready. It's just a matter of getting through all the paperwork, and then the construction is primarily at Emmons that we have to do, put in new arms and gates. But other than that, we're pretty much ready. So sometime maybe this year, by this next year, we'll have it
2020,
done.
yep.
So.
Okay, roll call.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Number 10, Sherman Square, 9th edition. A, consider resolution approving the public improvements included in the Sherman Square 9th edition to the city of Hiawatha.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Number 11, approving application for the Metropolitan Planning Organization for FY24 Surface Transportation Block Grant and Transportation Funds. A, consider resolution approving the application for the corridor Metropolitan Planning Organization, MPO, for the 2024 fiscal year funding for the Tower Terrace Road. So here it is. A motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Number 12, ground emergency medical transfer. A, consider resolution authorizing city staff to enter into a intergovernmental transfer of public funds agreement between the Iowa Department of Human Resources or Human Services and the Hiawatha Ambulance as a GEMT provider.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Well, this is good. Shows that contact with our legislators between Kim and Mike working with Representative Hinson paid off, because
Yep.
that's how this got started.
Yes, absolutely.
Regional.
It's nice to get to this point,
Yes.
finally.
Roll call.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
B, consider resolution authorizing staff to enter into a contract with Public Consulting Group, Inc. and consulting firm to meet GEMT auditors' requirements and provide the assistance needed to determine reimbursement calculations.
So moved.
Second.
Good idea. Roll call.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Dick Olson. Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Number 13, consider resolution outlining Hiawatha's that and support of recognized emergency responders, procedures, and capital capabilities.
So moved.
And
Second.
good.
I gave you a word salad on that.
Perfect. And roll call.
Just real quick, does this have anything to do with the dispatch, or is this just showing our support for the region?
Yes, showing our support for the region. It is something that was also recommended in our master plan.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so it's just reiterating what we already do.
Perfect.
Administrative.
Yep.
Roll call.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Number 14, Hiawatha Public Library Expansion and Renovation Project. A, consider resolution acknowledging the Library Board's Resolution 19-40 and authorize financial director to ensure payment and pay estimate number 7.
So moved in the amount of $180,242.55.
Thank you.
Second.
It's nice to see stuff going in there over there.
Yes, it is.
I was gonna ask, what's the current status of the library update, or where are we?
The completion date is now July 22nd. They have made some great progress. We've got some the dirt being backfilled. You can see the corners where the buildings will come together. That was being framed up. I see we have some steel now that are
Girders
kind
going
of,
up.
being built up. We're hoping with this 40-degree weather that we have coming our way that they'll be pouring some floors. They were hoping to get some of that going this week, but it'll probably be early next week too. So we'll just keep praying that we're moving forward.
Perfect. Roll call.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
B, consider resolution acknowledging the library board's resolution 19-41 to authorize financial director to issuance payment for charge order number 7.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Denny Norton,
Aye, in the amount of $773.93.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
C, consider resolution acknowledging library board resolution 19-42 declining change order number 8.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Denny Norton,
Aye, in the amount of $1,910.77.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
D, consider resolution acknowledging library board's resolution 1943 to authorize financial director in issuance payment of change order number 9.
So moved in the amount of $486.96.
We have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Denny Norton,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Aye.
E, consider resolution acknowledging library board resolution 19-44 and authorizing financial director to issuance payment of the change order number 10.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Denny Norton,
Aye, in the amount of $428.40.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
And F, the last one. Consider resolution acknowledging the library board resolution 19-45 to authorize financial director to issuance payment of change order number 11.
So moved in the amount of $2,397.10.
Second? Roll call.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Denny Norton.
Aye.
Number 15, consider resolution approving naming Cedar Rapids Gazette as our official city newspaper.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Denny Norton,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
All right. Number 16. This is what we need to slow down for.
Yeah. Have some more fun here.
Yep.
So, Bill, are you going to be able to
Yeah, I can
go
hop
down
over
here?
there.
Okay. All right, Sunny, would you like to join? Do you need crutches?
That might be one.
Okay. Yep, go up front. I'm going to forget my phone. I need to make sure I take a picture of you guys.
Obviously, Denny, it's sad to see you not run again because it was good training and I enjoyed working with you and you guys got the city in such a good shape and between all you guys and some others that really did a lot to help the city along. We're proud of you and congratulate you.
Thank you.
Hope your next venture is as exciting as this one was.
It was, yeah. I have to say that I remember Tom Tice grabbing me in church a couple of times, trying to get me to run, and I finally, after the second time, said, it for 8 years.
Yeah.
Plus, I had 2 years on planning and zoning.
Yeah.
So I've got about 10
10
years.
years memorable. That's awesome. Well, it's
Thank you.
thank you. And it just gets tougher to get people to get involved. And
Yeah.
we hope that we make it fun and exciting and they learn a lot. So,
Jerry will take over and.
Yeah, Jerry.
Oh.
Well, thank you, Jerry.
Mentoring us.
Required by law. Expires 59 p.m. on December 31st, 2023.
And then if you could just stay there so I can take a picture. Take one more picture, okay? Y'all look the same. Makes that food right now. Thank you so much. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations.
Another 4 years.
How long will? How long, Kathy?
Half a workout.
Could have just pushed it down there in your chair.
Good.
Okay.
We're done with all that, right?
We got one more thing.
One more item.
Okay, number 18, consider motion approving mayoral appointment of Mayor Pro Tem, Rob.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, placement of items for the next agenda in 2020.
Oh, I got the far off year of 2020.
If we have none, then,
I guess we'll make a motion to adjourn.
okay, we are adjourned at 6:20. And we got a second. We're good. All
All in
Perfect.
favor, say aye.
right, and everybody, Merry Christmas.
Thank you,
Happy
everyone.
New Year. What a crowd.
I know.
This is awesome.
It's different when this.
Yeah, the girls we are. I gotta buy some stuff for my wife.
He had to do
My girls gave me an early Christmas present. They bought me these socks. That's actually my dog.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that's my dog.
That's your dog?
Really?
I gave him to me last night.
I like the fact that it does go matches your shirt. That's
I always want match my shirts.